Hello, this is Pat Walker, Mission Winners. Had a great request from someone on the big Twitter feed about how do you spot market tops and market bottoms? I've got extensive research on this through the decades, to tell you the truth. And I'd like to just share a very simple approach and tactic. The first foundation is this, and this is for everybody. Please, I'm asking you because I care about you, never argue with price. If you can make up your mind that I'm getting in line with price, you will see the charts much more clearly and be able to react to it. One of my degrees is in psychology, and from a psychological perspective, this will help you. Never impose your will on the stocks or the indices. Let them tell you what to do, monitoring again, price and volume. It will help you. So we're taking a look here at the spiders. And I like to look at the spiders in QQQ or QLD. It rallies up, and I'll scrunch this up a bit to make it easier for you, okay? Look, it's trending up. Everything's great. Oh, it rallies up and then it drops. And then, oh, there's a little higher low right here, okay? But then it rallies up, and this is a bigger picture view, and it hits a top right here. And note, this high is lower than this high. It's not fancy, folks. It's easy to see. That's a top. There's the top. And then it starts to fall. All right? And then it bounces up, but not with a lot of power. And then it rallies up again, and you have another lower high. This high is lower than this high. This high is lower than this high. And then it rolls over. That's simple. It's the lower high setup. And it's a trigger to take defensive action with your stocks. That's point number one. You could also see it on QLD. We'll do QLD. It rallies up, pauses, falls, and you had a short high or low right here, just like on the spiders, and it rallies up. But note, this low is higher than this low, is lower than this low, excuse me. This high, I'll get it right, is lower than this high. This high is lower than this high. You have a lower high or a second lower high. It's a reversal of the trend, and then it drops, just like this. What's the moral of the story here? We don't need to forecast. We don't have any fancy technical indicators on here. I don't have stochastics. I don't have RSI. I don't have anything on here except price and volume. Now, if you do and it works for you, that's fine, okay? But I'm really big, and I've been doing this for a while, and I lived off of it and supported a family of 6 for decades. Now, you can see here, small higher low right here, and it lifted a little bit, but then the bigger picture is a lower high, a lower high, a lower high, a lower high. Until that changes, we have to be cautious. I'm not saying it's going to continue dropping. That's imposing my will on it. I'm simply looking at what is on QLD, and then we'll go back to spiders. Same situation, a lower high, a lower high, a lower high versus here, okay? And then it falls again. The other important variable, observation, and again, this is simple. This isn't rocket science. Study price and volume. It lifted up, but note how when it lifted up, volume dropped off dramatically. And then selling came back into it quickly. Look at the selling on this bar. Look at the selling volume on this bar. Monitoring price and volume. You don't have to put any oscillators on it or anything like that. Just getting in line with it, monitoring the action of the spiders or SSO, QQQ, or QLD. It will really help you. Look at the selling volume that came into this. That has kept us cautious. So now there's the tops. Let's talk about, and it's a lower high setup. This low is higher than this low. That's all. Now let's take it a step further and flip the coin looking for a higher low setup. And we've got to go back in time. And I'm going to show you a really good one. Okay. By the way, right here, this low was higher than this low. and it lifted off. There you go. That's one, but I'm going to really show you a really good one here. I'm going to go back a ways here to make this happen, okay? Bear with me. You can see them constantly now, though, can't you? You see the higher-low setups? This is one of the better ones. Right in here was a higher low, and it marched up, okay? Strive to key on that, and life will be better. Now, I really wanted, so I'm doing it with the indices. So now we see higher low setups, okay? And it marches. Higher low, and it marches up. Higher low, right? It's a meaningful higher low, and it marches up. There you go. It works. Now, I want to show you how you can apply it to a stock. And this was one of the better ones we had. Here's NVIDIA. You can say, well, I don't really see anything there, and there were some buys in there. This was one of the biggest winners we had this year. I mean, look at that. That's a massive move, folks. Hundreds of points. So now watch this, though. Right here. Higher low setup. This low, this is in January of this year. You can see the date up here, by the way. This low is higher than this low. Symbol buys right here, January 9th. And look at the lift. And look at the trend. That is the higher low setup. That's the epitome. They all don't do this, please. I don't want to say that. But when they do, they pay huge, huge. And that's how it works. Higher low setup or a lower high setup. So here we are now. Now I want to go back and show you something here. This is the spiders. And you can see rallies up and then it fades off. This high is lower than this high. This high is lower than this high. You simply get in line with it. You don't have to argue with it. You don't have to forecast. It will tell you what to do. And here's QLD. A lower high, a lower high, a lower high, a lower high. I had a small higher low here that was an aggressive entry, and then the overall trend is down. When is it going to stop? I don't know. Nobody knows. And it's the best part. We don't need to know. We don't need to forecast. All we do is watch the price and volume action of the indices and the stocks. And it really works. Again, this is QLD, and we can go to SSO, or we could do the spiders and watch and see. Perhaps it's going to form a higher low here. This is still early in the day. It's Friday. We'll watch and see. There is some serious selling volume on this. Emission winners, we look for simplicity, and we focus on, again, clean and simple bases. Clean and simple patterns. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. And if you think about it from a psychological perspective, again, ponder this. It falls, goes up, falls, but the selling is less. You can say, how can you say that? This low is higher than this low. And then it makes a march. Not a huge march right there, but there it is. Looking at the weekly charts and the daily charts. That will help you. Anyway, that's the lower high setup and the higher low setup. It's something I have used forever. No, used it a long time, and it works. Now here's another important point. Emission winners, we're big on risk control. This low is higher than this low, so you buy it. But if it takes out the lows of this bar, you have to sell a portion of your shares for a very small loss. Okay? Keen on the daily chart. Can't stress that enough. Again, we can always talk about, oh, the run, the winners, the winners. No, we also have to talk about good risk control. It's great to be a good buyer. It's awesome to be a good seller also. We combine both facets together. And again, keen on day charts. Keen on the day charts. It will really help you.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.